My workouts are better than influencers for quads. Let me show you why. All right, guys and girls, now we're gonna move to the lower body. We've exhausted all of our upper body muscles. Now, let's get into the lower body. And to me, I love training legs. I always have. And if you're watching my videos, you know it is brutal, it's hard, it's fun, it's effective, and it works. And not just for me, but the thousands of clients I've worked, both male and female. So let's get in here and let's show you the top 3 most overrated influencer exercises for quads, and then I'll show you my favorites. Leg extension. Now I know what you're gonna say, Chris, I've seen you do leg extensions. Yes, but if you remember, the premise of the series is if your goal is to build massive amounts of lean muscle tissue, right? I don't think beginner, intermediates, and even low-level advanced who have small quads need leg extensions. I just don't. I like leg extensions to turn on the quad, to activate it, to wake it up, but not for your actual work sets or working sets. So to me, this is a useless exercise, even though, let's say you put an EMG on me and tested my quad activity, it's gonna read off the charts because I'm isolated, I'm only moving the knee, and it's gonna make my quads get really pumped. But if my goal is building massive legs, this is not gonna be one of them. Like, the most of everything you've seen me use on this stack is maybe 190. It's not even a warm up of leg press or hack squat or belt squat or even true squat for that matter. So like what I want you guys to think about is the most bang for your buck. So if I only had 3 exercises to choose to give you for quads to pack on muscle, this will not be one of them. What? Exercise 2? I'm in the leg press? I'm just messing with you guys at this point. Like, all right, so I'm in the leg press, yes. But you all know that I love the leg press for building quads. Guess what? It's doing it sideways is what I hate. So it's something about sideways exercise that I can't stand, apparently. So with this, what you'll see people do is they kind of brace on their non-working shoulder. They put their leg they're gonna work up and they push in. Like already that feels horrible for that knee. And they just drive the knee to the chest here and then push up. Nothing on there aligns. Like, I'm not gonna do another one because it hurts. If I'm gonna do a single leg press, I'm gonna face in and do it normal, right? Like, I'm not gonna face sideways, or I'm gonna do 2 legs at once. Like, again, I want you guys to think about this. You're in the gym to build the most amount of muscles possible. And if I only have, during a leg day, I have 3 opportunities for quads, meaning 3 exercises for them, why am I gonna waste them on this fluffy exercise? I just think it's pointless. Like, you're gonna build your quad sweep, it's garbage. Get on the hack squat, lunge, do regular squats. I'm telling you, all that's far superior for quad sweep. If you look at any of my pictures on Instagram or watch me train legs, like, tell me I'm missing quad sweep, and I've never done that exercise. So I'm telling you guys, get off of this sideways leg press. It's useless, it's pointless. Not even as a finisher would I do this. So again, another exercise that I hate, sideways leg press. All right guys, squat rack. Now, traditionally, you know that I love a barbell back squat, a yoke bar, a spider bar, all those I freaking love. And I did them for years and I actually contribute to most of my leg growth. So I'm actually in here because an exercise that was hammered upon me when I was younger, and it's probably because all the running videos, is the barbell front squat. And I did these because I was a good bodybuilder. Like, I wanted to be a good listener. I wanted to grow the most amount of muscle. And I'll be honest with you, I never felt these in my quads. Like, were my legs pumped? Yes. But my lower back got just as pumped and my shoulders got obliterated, or that's what it felt like. And I felt just awkward with the bar on my delts. And I'm going to show you why. And if you look there, the bar should sit in that crevice of my shoulder, right? Okay, yeah, cool. If my posture is perfect, this is never an issue. But once weight starts getting heavy, inevitably it would always begin to roll and I had to fight to keep it up on my neck. Well, inevitably when you do that, guess what happens? It chokes you out. And you start feeling that bar press into your Adam's apple, which feels like death. So keeping it into place just felt miserable. And on top of that, like, I never understood how having the bar in front of me like that was any more beneficial than taking it 3 inches back through my traps and put it on my back where it felt comfortable. Or on the flip side, if I wanted to use a yoke bar and the weight was directly distributed down on my traps. Like, you can't tell me that the front squat there is gonna give me any more quad development. To me, the front squat is just not a great option. I never felt them, I never connected with them. If I was gonna do them, they felt the best in the Smith machine because again, that bar couldn't roll off your shoulder. But even then, like, I'd rather just put the bar on my back or get a yoke bar. And then when I'm thinking about loading, right? Like, the most I've ever front squatted was 365. That was play weight with a back squat or a yoke bar. Like, I wasn't even working them. So what you have to think about is, again, bang for your buck. I didn't feel it as much in my quads. It rolled off my shoulders. I choked myself out, and I couldn't load it as heavy. For me, not just the right exercise. So those are my top 3 exercises that I do not like. Now, on to the stuff that I love, the take home. What can you put and apply to your next leg day to grow your quads now? Number 1, first and foremost, to me, is always gonna be the leg press. And to me, the stance here is very crucial if we're talking quads. They have to be low on the platform. My heels are at the far bottom of the platform. That is to make my quads work. And why is that? Because it forces me into knee flexion. The higher I move my feet up on that platform, the less knee flexion I get, which means more hips, more glutes, more hamstrings. And that's what we do not want for quads. So with leg press, do the stance width that feels best for you. I like wide, I like shoulder width, and I actually like narrow or V stance. Do the one where you feel the most power. So if you're trying to pack on muscle to your quads, choose the option for you that you feel the most strength and the most connectivity to your quads. And then just, again, max that bad boy out. Maintaining good form, meaning getting good, low, deep reps and not coming up onto your toes, not rounding your lower back in the hole, all things that to me are vital with the leg press. Exercise number 2 is gonna be a hack squat. And I know people are gonna say like, hey, Chris, you're choosing this over a lot of other cool options, and yes, I am. I love hack squat, but you also have to realize that I am fortunate here at Elite to be able to use an Elite flex piece. And I say it's an Elite piece of equipment because they're few and far between. This flex hack squat is so smooth, it doesn't bang up your knees, it does not hurt your lower back, the angle is right, the foot platform is perfect. Not all hack squats are created equal. This one, all day long, it blows up your quads, and anyone who's ever come and trained with me or used one of these in their gym, in their area, know how great this piece is. You can load it heavy, and you can just crush your quads. So with this, I like it because you can get so deep on it, you can set your hamstrings down to your calves, and then you can press up and, again, load this heavy and get strong at it. So all things to me that are vital for the hack squat. So again, I'm gonna touch on the foot placement. If your feet are at the top of the platform and your wide stance and toes are out, this is not for quads. You have to find the placement on the platform for you where you can get good ankle flexion, not coming up on your toes, and then also not allowing your lower back coming off the pad. So for me on that flex piece, it's literally right in the middle and then right at hip width for my width of my stance. So again, find the stance that works your quads the best and then just milk everything you can out of that hack squat. And then lastly here is gonna be a knee over toe lunge or a split squat variation. And I like it because it's single leg, so it forces each leg to work independently. You get good deep reps. The range of motion is incredible, and it just burns my quads up. If you've seen me lunge up and down the front of this gym, behind the gym, you've seen me do split squats in the rack, all of those that just, I'm telling you, I get crazy pump in my quads. The vascularity goes crazy in my quads. You cannot tell me that's not an effective exercise for quads, even though I know that like stabilization of my adductor, my hamstrings, my glutes are all coming into play on that exercise. It's still, as long as I'm driving my knee over my toe and not keeping my knee stacked over my ankle, it is annihilating my quads. So they are my top 3. Now, I want to give an honorable mention because early in my bodybuilding career, the first decade, honestly, the staple of all quad training for me was the back squat. And that was either with a barbell, a yoke bar, or a spider bar. I did lots of chain work, band work, high reps, low reps, you name it. And when I say low, I never did reps under 6. But what I want to really challenge you guys to do is if you feel squats in your quads, do them. If you don't, use a heel wedge because it's a very valuable exercise. Now, people also say, oh, Chris, I'm really tall. It doesn't work for me. My lever lengths don't align. Again, that's why I didn't put that in my top 3 because across the board, it's not gonna fit everyone. If I'm broad brush speaking, the leg press, the hack squat, the lunge with your knee over your toe, it's gonna be the best. But if you spend time, effort, and energy on ankle mobility, keeping your torso upright, and really drilling the quad on the squat, it can be the most beneficial quad exercise. So that's an honorable mention for me for 4. There you have it, guys and girls. I just laid out a full leg day for you for quads. So again, if you like this, we're going to come back with hamstrings next week, which I'm really looking forward to doing because hamstrings are one of the body parts that John Meadows specifically taught me how to grow. So I'm going to share that with you guys. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Crow TV.